My personal desire is Sonic 06. I would kill for a Sonic 06 movie. Okay, so welcome back to the channel for another video here on the channel. Paramount has given us some new news about Sonic and the future of the Sonic movies. And honestly, this is some pretty exciting news to me. They have a set release date for Sonic the Hedgehog 4, which is on March 19th of 2027. Which is way closer than I was expecting, to be honest. Like, that's a year and 3 months from now. I thought it'd come out maybe like December 2027, but the biggest news that we got is that there is an event movie in the Sonic universe that will release on December 22nd, 2028. That is super close to each other. Like, the last Sonic movie came out, December last year, and we're getting the next one in 2027, March. That's like 3 years apart, 3 years and 3 months apart. This is going from that to less than 2 years, which really has me like captivated on what it is they're pushing out that is going to be releasing so quick after the Sonic 4 movie. Like, part of me might be looking a little bit too deeply into it, but I am wondering why these two are coming so close together. I'm not complaining, you know, more Sonic movies is better for me. I really don't have any good theories. Like, is it just that because Sonic is in such high demand now? Or there's also another theory, which is that, like, since it's not a mainline Sonic movie and we could potentially get Sonic 5, it could be that they're doing Sonic 4 and then they're gonna treat this other movie kind of like they did the Knuckles show, where it's like something just to keep the audience still there. And then in between that, it's Sonic 4 to Sonic the Event movie, and then to Sonic 5. All of a sudden, it goes from 3+ years from the last movie to roughly like 2-ish years between each movie. I don't know. I don't really know what their line of thinking is there, but the biggest point we got to talk about is, what is the Sonic Event movie? They have not said anything yet. I mean, like, the news literally just came out on December 1st, which is yesterday for me. Everyone's throwing out ideas on like what it is. And the best and most realistic one is a Shadow spin-off movie, because like it could be loosely based off of Shadow 05. Like, it's around the same type of era that the movies are playing around right now. Like, we have Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic Adventure 2 adapted right now. In Sonic 4, it seems like it's gonna cover Sonic CD. So, you know, people have been throwing out, it could be the Shadow movie. Some people even said it could be Sonic Heroes, like getting a movie. And my personal desire is Sonic 06. I would kill for a Sonic 06 movie. Now, to be honest with you, I really do think a Shadow spinoff is like the best pick for an event movie, because like it says, they're being vague with it. They're like, oh, it takes place in the Sonic universe, but it's not Sonic 5. They would have said it's Sonic 5, right? And Shadow is such a popular character. He really can get his own movie. Everyone loves Shadow, like almost as much as they love Sonic, or maybe even more. And like, this doesn't necessarily have too much merit, but I do believe I remember seeing something from like Keanu Reeves, or maybe it was like Idris Elba or something like that. I think it was one of the two, where they want like a Shadow movie, or I think it was like a Shadow and Knuckles spinoff. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time since I've seen that piece of info like come across my feed, and honestly, that could have been fake too. I'd have to like correct myself if that's wrong, but point being, like, there is also that factor that the voice actors themselves want to do like a Shadow movie. And then also, if it is like a Shadow and Knuckles thing, that could have just been like something I dreamt up, because that sounds like super hype, but also like super crazy. Shadow and Knuckles, man, I'd pay to see that. I would love to see that. But honestly, the biggest reason I do think this will be a Shadow movie instead of like the other two options is just because it's Shadow, right? Like, it would be really strange for them to go to like this Sonic Event movie and it's like a Sonic Heroes movie, or like a Sonic 06 movie, or even like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and the Secret Rings, like any of that stuff. It would just seem really strange to me to go from, oh, Sonic 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all of a sudden Sonic Heroes. Like, it just seems off. But Shadow works perfectly because he's not Sonic. So like, it's really like 1 + 1 = 2 reasoning to me as to why I think a Shadow movie is coming. But I'm pretty sure if it's a Shadow movie, they could go in like 2 very different directions. One is just making Shadow 05 the movie, or they could just do something completely different, like unrelated to Shadow 05. I am more in favor of Shadow 05 being adapted, but honestly, like, they have been doing a very good job with like the Sonic movies specifically the movies, not the Knuckles spinoff show, but the movies, like they've been doing a pretty good job with them. So whatever they decide to cook up, I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. But just in case, right? Like let's have some fun here and think about what it could potentially be that's not Shadow 05. Sonic Heroes, to me, like a lot of people really are saying, oh, the Sonic event movie could be a Sonic Heroes movie. Sonic Heroes, to me, I just feel like it doesn't fit. Like, I don't feel like it has the setup right now to go straight in from Sonic 4 into Sonic Heroes. Because Sonic Heroes has so many characters, and like the way I'm seeing it right now, Sonic 4, like we just got Amy, and we just got Metal Sonic. And also like with Sonic Heroes, if we're going from the Sonic CD movie where Sonic is fighting Metal Sonic, it kind of would seem like fatigue, in my opinion, to just go right back to Metal Sonic and Metal Overlord in the next movie, even if it isn't like technically a mainline Sonic title. But with that being said about Sonic Heroes, I do think Sonic 06 has a better chance of just being there as the event movie. Still under Shadow 05, of course, but like, correct me if I'm wrong, but a part of me just feels, not even a part of me, a lot of me just feels like it flows better with the way they're setting up the stories. With what we know about Sonic CD being Sonic 4 and like the bad futures and time travel potentially being involved, I think Sonic 06 is just the next one. Like, it has to be the one that flows after it. But there is one other option I completely like just forgot to even incorporate, which is Sonic Adventure. Could that potentially be the event movie? To be honest with you, I can kind of see Sonic Adventure sliding in here as like that event movie, just because of all the different stories that take place in Sonic Adventure. I mean, you know, a lot of them tie in together, but I feel like Sonic Adventure could really work as a Sonic event movie, because it isn't like just Sonic is the main focus of it. Like, you know, in a lot of different games too, even Adventure 2, Sonic wasn't the main focus. It was him, Knuckles, Tails, and then Shadow, Rouge, and Eggman. Still, it was, you know, the main two were Sonic and Shadow. However, with Sonic Adventure, I feel like the main focus is split up a lot instead of it just being on Sonic. I could see them spinning that as like, oh, well, it can't warrant the title of Sonic 5, but it could warrant its own like spin-off title of being Sonic Adventure. But looping back to Shadow 05 for a second, because I forgot to mention this point earlier, the fact that it says event title kind of says something to me, because like if you just take a look at what's going on in Shadow 05, I mean that's a huge event that's happening in the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. So the choice of words there is what gets me the most. Like Shadow 05 and Sonic 06, in my opinion, have the most in it to qualify as like an event compared to the other two games. I mean, I guess also with Sonic Adventure, Chaos being like an event, I guess, fighting him, and then with Sonic Heroes fighting Metal Overlord and the other parties crossing over and fighting each other. Like, there's different things that could happen, but Shadow 05 has a lot going on that classifies as an event, so it makes a lot of sense to me. The only thing is, like, would they have to tone it down a little bit, because 05, even back then, like, people were saying, oh, it's too edgy for Sonic the Hedgehog, it's too much. I think people have adjusted, but still, they do want to appeal to a younger audience as well. Like, I think they're doing a fine job balancing it between the older fans and then the younger kids. So, like, if they did do Shadow 05, I wonder what it's gonna look like. And even remember, in Sonic 3, they changed the way that Maria dies. Maria got shot and killed in the original story. In Sonic 3, she just died from an explosion. Okay, well, I mean, like, it wasn't like a... Okay, I mean, like, an explosion isn't necessarily PG, but the way that they did the explosion that she died from was much more PG than getting shot. So when it comes to Shadow 05 being adapted as a movie, and some of the, I guess, scary-ish things that could show up, I just wonder how they would adapt it if it really is a spin-off title, or if they're just gonna up the rating for that one. It's like, hey, this isn't mainline Sonic, this is Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, we are going to take it a step further. So, like, maybe they could up the rating for it too. But all in all, my bets, I'm gonna put it in this order for you. From most likely for a Sonic event movie to least likely. The first one is Shadow the Hedgehog, if that wasn't obvious the way I was already speaking about it. Then I would say a Shadow spin-off movie, and that can be with or without Knuckles, so I'm just gonna count that as the second one. The next, I think, is Sonic Adventure. Then I would put Sonic 06, and then I would put Sonic Heroes at the bottom. But like, once again, the last two, honestly, like, that's like Sonic 5 worthy. And even then I would still put Sonic 06 in as Sonic 5 and then Sonic Heroes as Sonic 6 if they decide to do a 6 movie. So with that being said, I want to know what you guys think, like as to what a potential option is going to be for this Sonic event movie. But regardless of what the movie ends up being, we all know that they're going to cook with it. Like there's no doubts in my mind. If it's Shadow 05, if it's Sonic Heroes, if it's Sonic 06, if it's Sonic Forces, we all know that the writers there are very talented and they're going to do their best to save the story of some of the games that have suffered from it. So with all that out of the way, I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you do want some more Sonic content, I do have a couple videos out right now. One I just posted about my top 10 songs in Sonic, totally not controversial. And I also have another video where I debate why Sonic Adventure 2 has the best soundtrack out of any Sonic game. And also, if you're a Sonic fan that somehow reads Sakamoto Days like me, I did just post this video talking about some of the things that don't make too much sense within Sakamoto Days, and in that video I use Sonic Adventure 2 gameplay just to be the B-roll while I talk about Sakamoto Days. So if you like Sonic and you like Sakamoto Days, definitely go over there and give that video a watch. But most importantly, I really hope you just enjoyed this video right here. So please leave a like and subscribe on the way out. Don't be afraid to leave a comment on your thoughts on the future of Sonic in the movies, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, God bless, and see you later.